Coming up on High School Quiz Show, it is a qualifying round featuring Whitman-Hanson Regional High School. Taking on Boston Latin School. That's next on High School Quiz Show.
Major funding for High School Quiz Show is provided by Safety Insurance.
You always want your kids to be safe. Now you can show them the Drive with Safety app from Safety Insurance, designed to help us all drive better. You can ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms.
Additional funding is provided by Museum of Science.
You can experience the world the way a dog sees it at the Museum of Science. Get to know your furry friend in a whole new way and discover the science behind our enduring bond. Dogs, A Science Tale. Now open at the Museum of Science.
Additional funding is provided by University of Massachusetts Amherst.
At the University of Massachusetts Amherst,
a revolutionary spirit runs through our veins.
As pioneers,
builders,
unconventional doers,
we dream bigger, reach higher,
and commit ourselves to the relentless pursuit of progress.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to High School Quiz Show. I'm your host, Billy Costa. So back in November, teams from all over Massachusetts competed at our Super Sunday qualifying event. 17 of those teams earned a spot in this year's tournament. So the goal for each of these 17 teams now is to become the next High School Quiz Show champion. In today's matchup, we have the reigning champions, Boston Latin School, taking on Whitman-Hanson Regional High School. On the Boston Latin team, we have Joseph, Ethan, Christy, and Dante, with alternates Alice and Kyler, and coaches Andy Zhao and Teresa Kojan. On the Whitman-Hanson team, we have Catherine, Michael, Ben, and Adam, with alternates John and Nick, and coaches Julie Giglia and Chris Zutak. The competition has 4 rounds, a toss-up, a head-to-head, a category round, and a lightning round. We'll start with the toss-up round. All answers are worth 10 points, and this is the only round with no point deductions for wrong answers. So teams, if you're ready, so am I. Good luck. The Republican Party in the United States is also known as the GOP, which stands for what? Yes, Joseph?
Grand Old Party?
Yes, built in the 17th century by a king for his wife. What marble mausoleum in Agra, India usually appears on lists of the most beautiful buildings in the world? Yes, Christy?
Taj Mahal.
Yes. The most densely populated of New York City's 5 boroughs. Which borough has over 40 buildings that are so large they have their own zip codes? Yes, Dante.
Manhattan.
Yes, since 1918, dozens of women have claimed to be what youngest daughter of Tsar Nicholas II? Yes, Ethan.
Anastasia.
Yes. Take a look at your screens. What Venezuelan leader, seen here, is known as the liberator for helping Latin American countries achieve independence from the Spanish Empire? Yes, Michael.
Bolivar.
Yes. The scientific formula for density is mass divided by what? Yes, Dante.
Volume.
Yes. Though he goes along with Ahab willingly, what first mate in Moby Dick thinks it makes no sense to hold the vendetta against nature? Yes, Christy.
Starbuck.
Yes, in 2019, Donald Glover won multiple Grammys for his song, This Is America. Glover is better known by what 2-word name? Yes, Dante.
Childish Gambino.
That is correct. In 1796, after 20 years of public service to the United States, who discussed the dangers of divisive party politics in his farewell address to the nation? Yes, Catherine.
George Washington.
Yes, take a look at your screens. Here comes your next question.
Hi, I'm Mary Najimy, president of the Massachusetts Teachers Association. Here's my question. Before finding fame as the X-Men character Wolverine, what Australian actor worked as a physical education teacher in the 1980s?
Yes, Christy.
Jackman.
Hugh Jackman, right, and we move on. What culture hero and trickster in Polynesian mythology created the islands of Hawaii by hauling them up with his great fish hook? Yes, Christy.
Maui.
Maui is correct. A baseball will stay in motion in a straight line unless acted upon by external forces, according to which of Newton's 3 laws of motion? Yes, Christy.
His first law.
First law is correct. The Mount Everest North Base Camp is in Tibet. The South Base Camp is in what country? Yes, Joseph.
Nepal.
Nepal is correct. In golf, if you score a 3 on a par 4 hole, you made which of the following? A bogey, B, a birdie, or C, an eagle? Yes, Christy.
A birdie.
B, a birdie is correct. Math question. Jack washes 5 cars per hour, and Anna washes 6 cars per hour. How many cars do they wash in total in 8 hours? Yes, Catherine.
88.
88 is correct. What South American country has been the largest global producer of coffee for over 150 years? Yes, Christy.
Brazil.
Correct. What Stranger Things star was just 16 years old when she starred in the 1988 black comedy Heathers? Yes, Catherine.
Winona Ryder.
Yes, to become part of the U.S. Constitution, an amendment must be ratified by 3/4 of the states, which is presently how many states? Christy.
38.
38 is right. What American author won a Newbery Medal for Number the Stars, a historical novel set during the Holocaust? Christy.
Lowry.
Yes, a few years after serving time for embezzlement, who wrote the classic short story, The Gift of the Magi? Yes, Christy.
Henry.
Yes. Sex-linked disorders, for example, Duchenne muscular dystrophy, affect which of the following? Is it A, mostly males, B, mostly females, or C, males and females equally? Yes, Christy.
Mostly males.
Correct. A shipwreck discovered in 1996 off the coast of North Carolina turned out to be what famous ship used by the pirate Blackbeard? Yes, Joseph.
Queen Anne's Revenge.
Yes. Dinosaurs roamed the earth over 200 million years ago. During what era that fell between the Paleozoic and the Cenozoic eras? Yes, Christy.
The Cretaceous.
No. Whitman-Hanson, you want to try? Yes, Michael.
Jurassic.
No, Mesozoic era is the answer. We move on. In 2019, what Red Sox icon was flown to Mass General Hospital after being shot and almost killed in the Dominican Republic? Yes, Michael.
David Ortiz.
Yes, math question. What is the decimal representation of the reciprocal of 5? Yes, Christy.
0.2.
Yes. In Robinson Crusoe, Crusoe teaches what Caribbean native the word master even before teaching him yes and no? Yes, Christy.
Friday.
Correct. What Nordic country stresses enjoyment over competition in youth sports, bans travel teams until the teen years, and has the most Winter Olympic medals? Yes, Catherine.
Norway.
Correct. The typical human skeleton is composed of 270 bones at birth. After some bones fuse, this number decreases to what number by adulthood? Yes, Christy.
206.
Yes, in July 2019, it reached a record 90 degrees Fahrenheit. In what city? The most populous in Alaska? Christy.
Anchorage.
Correct. In 2003, in response to France's opposition to the proposed invasion of Iraq, 3 congressional cafeterias renamed French fries what? Yes, Joseph.
Freedom fries.
Yes, Mount Fuji is located on what major island of Japan? Yes, Ethan.
Honshu.
Yes, literally meaning hand. Oh, that's the buzzer that ends the toss-up round. The score right now, Boston Latin 240 points, so Whitman-Hanson 60 points. Let's hear it for both teams, everybody. Okay, we're about to go into the head-to-head round, but first we take a little break to get to know the contestants, and we do that by way of a question. And we're going to start with Boston Latin and you, Joseph, so here we go. If you could go back in time and support a movement from the past, which one would it be and why?
So I would support the movement to adopt the metric system because I really don't like doing like the conversions in science class.
Okay.
I feel like that's really hard.
All right. Works for me. How about you, Ethan?
Well, I interpreted the question a little differently. I would support the movement of Native Americans across Beringia into North America because without them, none of us would be here today.
Okay. And Christy?
So I would like to go back to the Indian independence movement to see what like my forefathers did.
Okay. And Dante?
I would go back in time to the Roman Empire and support the movement of a pretender named Aristarchus because he attempted to create a utopian society with no slaves and freedom for everyone.
Nicely said. And Whitman-Hanson, we'll start with you, Catherine.
I would support the White Rose movement because they nonviolently resisted the policies of Nazi Germany.
Boy, these are all great. Michael?
I would go back and support the environmental movement of the 1970s because I feel like environmental laws that were created there are extremely important for conservation today.
Okay, and Ben?
I would go back to the late 1980s to support the movement against world communism in Europe and Asia at the end of the Cold War.
All right, and Adam, you've had some time.
I would go back to the 1920s to support the muckrakers. They were a group of journalists who went against business malpractices such as selling contaminated meat or medicine.
Wow, some really nice ideas. Good for you guys. But now we need to go head-to-head, and to do that, I need all of you coming forward, and we'll go head-to-head. Let's do it. Okay, we are about to go head-to-head. I have Whitman-Hanson to my left, Boston Latin to my right. Would you like to shake hands? And we'll get started. As a reminder, in this round, you do get 10 points for correct answers. However, incorrect answers will cost you 10 points, and you can buzz in at any time. The clock is set at 90 seconds. Good luck, and here we go. Who was president of the United States during World War I?
Woodrow Wilson?
Yes. The name of the genetic testing company 23andMe refers to a human... Yes?
Chromosomes?
Yes. Many of the stories in Arabian Nights are set in what capital?
Baghdad.
Yes. In 2019, what pop star set a new record for highest grossing tour for a woman with her Reputation Stadium tour? Yes.
Taylor Swift.
Yes. Who was sentenced to house arrest for life by the Roman Inquisition for stating the earth revolves around the sun? Yes.
Galileo.
Yes. In the 17th century, what country had the first major financial bubble and crash? Yes.
Netherlands.
Yes. What British actor plays the title role in the film Spider-Man Far From Home? Yes.
Sorry.
Tom Holland. What five-letter word is the scientific term for molten rock found inside the...
Magma.
Yes. In 2019, what became the last New England state to ban capital punishment? Yes.
New Hampshire?
Yes. In 1859, who published his groundbreaking book on the origin of species? Yes.
Charles Darwin?
Yes. What amendment to the U.S. Constitution granted women the right to vote? Yes.
19th.
Yes. What 1885 novel is a direct sequel to The Adventures of Tom?
The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn.
Yes. How many protons are in one neutral atom of hydrogen? Yes.
1.
Yes. What country is home to 21 of the 25 most venomous snakes in the world? Yes.
Australia.
Yes. What island was home to the first well-known literate civilization in Europe? Oh, that's the buzzer. That ends round two, the head-to-head round. Let's take a look at the score quickly, shall we? Right now, Boston Latin has a total score of 330 points. Whitman-Hanson, 90 points. Let's make some noise for these teams. They're working hard. Next up is the category round with the following categories. She persisted. Know the lingo. It's a gas. Out of Africa. On Broadway. And say ah. Each category has 5 questions with increasing point values. Players, you can confer with your teammates, but once you do buzz in, you can no longer confer. We need your answer. And Whitman-Hanson, you have a little ground to make up, but you get to choose the first category. So what's it going to be?
We're going to start with On Broadway.
On Broadway. Questions about current or recent Broadway musicals. And for 10 points, adapted from a 1992 Disney film of the same name. What musical is loosely based on the New York City newsboy strike of 1899? Yes, Catherine.
Newsies.
Yes. So, Whitman-Hanson, you now have the board.
We're going to continue with On Broadway.
Okay, this time for 15 points. Our Lady of the Underground is a song from what production that won 8 Tony Awards in 2019, including Best Musical and Best Original Score? Yes, Dante.
Hadestown.
That is correct. And now, Boston Latin, you get the board. Category.
It's a gas for 10.
Okay. Questions about gases. For 10 points. What gas makes up 78% of the air we breathe? Yes, Ethan.
Hydrogen.
No, you want to try Whitman-Hanson? Catherine?
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen is correct. You've got the board. Whitman-Hanson. Category?
On Broadway.
Okay, this time for 20 points. Deo and Jump in the Line are songs from what new musical based on a 1988 Tim Burton film about a green-haired demon? Yes, Catherine.
Beetlejuice.
That is correct. You've still got the board. Category?
Continue with On Broadway.
Okay, for 25 points. In 2019, actress Stephanie J. Block won a Tony Award for what musical featuring the songs I Got You, Babe, and If I Could Turn Back Time? Yes, Catherine.
The Cher Show.
The Cher Show is right. You've still got the board. Category.
Finish out On Broadway.
On Broadway for 30 points. In 2019, Kiss Me Kate was nominated for a Tony Award for Best Revival of a Musical, and it's loosely based on what Shakespeare comedy? Yes, Catherine.
The Taming of the Shrew.
That is correct. So you've still got the board. Whitman-Hanson, you'll need a category.
Out of Africa.
Out of Africa. Here we go. These will be questions about Africa. For 10 points, in the 1994 film The Lion King, what two-word Swahili phrase is translated as no worries? Yes, Adam.
Hakuna Matata.
That is correct. You've still got the board. Whitman-Hanson. Category?
Out of Africa again.
Out of Africa for 15 points. Which of the following rivers flows into the Indian Ocean? Is it A, the Congo, B, the Nile, or C, the Zambezi? Yes, Christy.
C.
C, the Zambezi is correct, and you've got the board. Boston Latin. Category?
Can we have say ah for 10?
Say ah. And these are questions about people with the initials AH. And by the way, please give both the first and last name. So for 10 points, what film and fashion icon had her first starring role in 1953's Roman Holiday opposite Gregory Peck? Yes, Christy.
Audrey Hepburn.
That is correct, and you've got the board. Boston Latin. Category?
We'll stay with say ah for 15.
15 points. Facts do not cease to exist because they are ignored. Who wrote this in 1927, a few years before he wrote Brave New World? Yes, Christy.
Aldous Huxley.
That's correct. You've still got the board. Boston Latin. Category?
Can we have know the lingo for 10, please?
You sure can. And these will be questions about foreign words and phrases. For 10 points, Japanese for empty orchestra. What term refers to singing popular songs into a microphone over pre-recorded backing tracks? Yes, Adam.
Lip sync?
No. Boston Latin you want to try? Yes, Ethan.
Karaoke.
Karaoke is correct. You've got the board. Boston Latin. Category?
She Persisted for 10.
Okay, these will be questions about American women who changed the world. And for 10 points, who once proudly told Frederick Douglass that she never lost a single passenger, escorting over 300 slaves to freedom on the Underground Railroad? Yes, Christy.
Tubman.
Yes, Harriet Tubman. You've still got the board. Boston Latin. Category?
Know the lingo for 15.
Know the lingo, 15 points, and here we go. French for false step. What two-word phrase refers to a mistake or social blunder? Yes, Joseph.
Faux pas.
Faux pas is right. You've still got the board. Boston Latin. Category?
Say ah for 20.
For 20 points. Banned from the Massachusetts Bay Colony in 1638 for her liberal religious views, who later became one of the founders of Rhode Island. Yes, Ethan.
Anne Hutchinson.
That is correct, and you've got the board. Boston Latin. Category?
Say off for 25.
Okay. The documentary film Free Solo tells the daring story of one American rock climber who climbed El Capitan in 2017 without a rope or safety equipment. Yes, Christy.
Alex Honnold.
That is correct, and you've still got the board. Boston Latin. Category?
Out of Africa for 20.
Okay. For 20 points. Founded in the 12th century, the University of Timbuktu is one of the oldest universities in the world, and it's located in what country? Ethan.
Mali.
Correct, and you've still got the board Boston Latin. Category.
Out of Africa for 25.
25 points. The African premiere of Marvel's Black Panther took place in Kisumu, Kenya, the hometown of what Oscar-winning actress who plays Nakia in the film? Yes, Catherine.
Lupita Nyong'o.
Correct. You've got the board Whitman-Hanson. Category?
Out of Africa.
For 30 points. Only 3 countries in the world are completely surrounded by another country. San Marino and Vatican City, both surrounded by Italy, and what small country surrounded by South Africa? Yes, Christy.
Lesotho.
That is correct, and you get the board back. Boston Latin, you'll need a category.
She persisted for 15.
15 points. Undeterred by blindness and deafness, what famous author and activist helped found the American Civil Liberties Union in 1920? Yes, Dante.
Helen Keller.
That is correct, and you've still got the board Boston Latin category.
We're going to stay with She Persisted.
She persisted, this time for 20 points. Who played a critical role during the Civil War by operating hospitals on the front lines of Virginia and later founded the American Red Cross? Yes, Dante.
Barton.
Clara Barton is right. You've still got the board Boston Latin category.
We're going to stick with She Persisted.
She persisted for 25 points. Raised in a housing project in the Bronx, who grew up to become the first Latina to serve on the U.S. Supreme Court? Yes, Christy.
Sotomayor.
That is correct. You've still got the board Boston Latin category.
We're going to stick with She Persisted.
30 points. In 1960, facing an angry mob and escorted by U.S. Marshals, who became the first black child to attend an all-white public elementary school in the South? Yes, Adam.
Ruby Bridges.
That is correct. You've got the board Whitman-Hanson category.
Know the lingo.
This time for 20 points. Literally meaning double goer. What German word refers to a ghostly double or counterpart to a living person? Yes, Adam.
Poltergeist?
No. Boston Latin, Joseph?
Doppelganger?
Yes, and you get the board back, Boston Latin. But that is the bell ending the category round. And the score right now, Boston Latin, 585 points. Whitman-Hanson, 220 points. How about it, everybody? Okay, we are headed into the final 90 seconds of gameplay. We call it the lightning round, and you get 20 points for each correct answer. Incorrect answers will cost you 20 points. The clock is set, and here comes the lightning round. Good luck, guys. Here we go. Name the largest of the 3 ships used by Christopher Columbus. Yes, Christy.
Santa Maria.
Yes. Under normal conditions, water freezes at what temperature? Yes.
0.
Yes. Lady Gaga based her stage name on what 1984 Queen's? Yes, man.
Radio Gaga.
Yes. The Orinoco was a major river of what continent? Yes, Joseph.
South America.
Yes. The Nickel Boys is a new book from what author? Yes, Christy.
Whitehead.
Yes. On October 26, 1972, what national security advisor declared peace? Yes, man.
Kissinger.
Yes. What metallic element makes up more than a third of the Earth's mass? Yes, Ethan.
Iron.
Yes. What country forms the northern border of Vietnam? Yes, Ethan.
China.
Yes. In the Toy Story films, what name is written on the bottom of Woody's right? Yes, Ben.
Andy.
Yes. The world's oldest Zydeco festival takes place annually. And yes, Christy.
Louisiana.
Yes. After he left the White House, Teddy Roosevelt ran for election in 1912. Christy.
Woman's Party.
Yes. What pH value is considered neutral? Yes, Christy.
7.
Yes. In Sarah Pennypacker's young adult novel Pax, what kind of animal is Pax? Fox. What European country hosted the 2019 FIFA Women's? Yes, Christy.
Sweden.
No, France. What English clergyman born in 1703 founded a movement that became the Methodist Church? Yes, Dante.
Calvin.
No, John Wesley. What Greek goddess? Oh, and that is the bell sounding the end of the game. And the winner this week, Boston Latin with 705 points. Whitman-Hanson finishes with 300 points. Congratulations to both teams for a great game. So, Boston Latin School will now advance to the quarterfinals, where they'll play against the winner of next week's match between Lexington and Mansfield. That's next week on High School Quiz Show. Thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you. You can watch High School Quiz Show anytime on our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram for a look behind the scenes and quizzes that'll keep you thinking. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter for more photos and video. And add some competition to your conversations by sending your friends High School Quiz Show gifts.
Major funding for High School Quiz Show is provided by Safety Insurance.
Smart home technology can help prevent a little problem from becoming a big headache. You can ask an independent agent about smart home technology offers from Safety Insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms.
Additional funding is provided by University of Massachusetts Amherst.
At the University of Massachusetts Amherst,
A revolutionary spirit runs through our veins.
As pioneers,
builders,
Unconventional doers.
we dream bigger, reach higher.
And commit ourselves to the relentless pursuit of progress.
Additional funding is provided by Museum of Science.
You can experience the world the way a dog sees it at the Museum of Science. Get to know your furry friend in a whole new way and discover the science behind our enduring bond. Dogs, A Science Tale. Now open at the Museum of Science.
A production of WGBH.